Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back here to my first small NBA mock draft. We're going to be doing picks 1 to 14 today, and yeah, it's going to be my mock draft, kind of 0.5 to start this off. So I'll be doing full mock draft soon, don't worry. I just kind of want to start this off because the lottery just happened, the combine is about to start up, and I want to do a quick short mock draft on a double upload for you guys to just express my thoughts on what I think is going to happen. Also, I want you guys to let me know in the comments what you disagree with me and what you think is going to happen in the NBA draft. So yeah, can we maybe smash like 700 likes on this video? And yeah, I'll be giving picks from Phoenix to Denver. I'll probably talk about a little bit of the prospects past pick like 12 to 14, 11 to 14. I won't talk about them too much, but I'll give my opinions on them. But 1 to 9 is pretty much the cream of the crops here, and I'll be talking a lot about that. So let's get into this. So pick 1. The Phoenix Suns, this is what I think they will do. This is not what I would do. What I would do is I would draft DeAndre Ayton and then try to make a trade for a point guard. But I think they're going to take Luka Doncic, mainly for the purpose that they signed Igor Korkoskov. I'm butchering his name, I know. But he was their Real Madrid coach. Or their Slovenian national team coach. He has the connection there, and he's a very good coach. Like, besides that, that's not like one of the reasons. He's actually a very good coach, is what I've heard from a lot of people, like in the NBA, like reading stuff. And Luka Doncic, he's most likely going to play point guard for them, obviously, because you have Devin Booker at shooting guard. You have Josh Jackson at small forward. Then, yeah, you're going to have TJ Warren come off the bench, but you could work some small ball lineup there, and then Bender at the 5. Your defense there is going to be not good. But I would say DeAndre Ayton is good. I'll talk about more Ayton when it comes to the second pick. I think he should go number 1 just for the purpose that I'll still explain at the second pick. But Luka Doncic can shoot the ball at a very high level. Imagine him and Booker. It's like a mini Splash Brothers at the 3. He's a very good playmaker. He can average 7 assists. I think he's 6'8". That's crazy for a point guard. Not many point guards are like that tall in the NBA, and they're very efficient. You look at Giannis, you look at Ben Simmons, these taller point guards, they can do a lot more with the ball, and he can shoot, which is insane. The only knock on him is his defense and his athleticism. He's not the greatest defender in the world. He's not the worst. He's not the worst, but we got to see him against real NBA players. Yes, it's the foreign player thing, but hey, we've seen Kristaps, we've seen not that many good foreign players. I mean, Frank Ntilikina was alright. Like, yeah, I forgot. I was going to say Laurie Markkinen, but I forgot he went to Arizona. But yeah, Luka Doncic, you pair him up with Devin Booker. He's not that athletic, but he doesn't really have to be. And you pair him up with Devin Booker, Josh Jackson. You have a nice foundation there with your 1, 2, and 3 in your rotation. And centers aren't that hard to find. There's a lot of good ones in the NBA. And on to pick 2. We have the Sacramento Kings. So pick 2, I have the Sacramento Kings taking, if it's not Doncic or if it's not Ayton, the other one. So I have them taking DeAndre Ayton. Now, the one thing I love about DeAndre Ayton is he can shoot the ball. Centers who can shoot the ball and spread the floor are insanely valuable. You look at Karl-Anthony Towns, you look at Joel Embiid, you look at Nikola Jokic, you look at DeMarcus Cousins. These guys can shoot the 3 ball, and it's so scary. You look at hopefully Kristaps Porzingis, and they move him to center. So, that is amazing. Imagine, like, pick a pops like De'Aaron Fox and Ayton. Imagine them with Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. The only knock on DeAndre Ayton is his defense. He's not the best defender. I kind of view him as a little bit lesser of a prospect than Karl-Anthony Towns. Shoot the ball, great rebounder, not the best defender, can score the ball inside the paint like Towns. But the only thing I love, okay, so if he could not shoot the ball, like if his jump shot never comes around in the NBA, I would not take him number 1. I would not, because you can find so many of these centers, like what he can do in the NBA. You look at Clint Capella, you look at Hassan Whiteside just off the top of my head. There's a lot of centers that are valuable centers that are good centers. I mean, like Marcus Gasol, he was very late. I'm trying to think of like late centers off the top of my head. DeAndre Jordan, these kind of one-dimensional centers, rebound, block shots, score inside, catch alley-oops that aren't that hard to come around, but if he offers that 3-point shot, I think he's an immediate top 2 pick, or I think he's a number 1 overall pick if he offers that 3-point shot, because that is so scary, that is so helpful to a center. And then if he just improves his defense, he could be like a Joel Embiid. I don't think he's going to be as good of a shooter as Joel Embiid or Towns, but if he can get like that, that's very scary. Now, pick 3. A lot of people have like Marvin Bagley going here. I really don't think they're going to take Marvin Bagley. You already have one not that good defensive power forward, or not defensive power forward in John Collins. Why draft another one? You really don't want to play either one of them at center, unless you don't view John Collins as your future, but you should. But I think it's tough here. I have it between Jaren Jackson Jr. and Mo Bamba, but I'm going to keep to my roots. I tweeted this out. I have them taking Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba, my eyes, top 2 defensive player in this draft, him and Jaren Jackson Jr. It's just Mo Bamba has a 7'10" wingspan, which is insane. And yeah, I think people are going to hear that a lot at the combine. I'm recording this right before the combine starts here on Thursday morning. But Mo Bamba, a great defensive center. Jaren Jackson Jr. can also be that guy. But I think just Bamba's wingspan, I view him as basically Clint Capella with a bigger wingspan, which is not bad at all. I would be very happy with that being my pick, and a better defender than Clint Capella. He's a lot better defender than DeAndre Ayton is, but DeAndre Ayton is a lot better offensive player than what he is. But I think at 3, it's not like it's a no-brainer, but I say if Mo Bamba's here, unless Jaren Jackson Jr. wows you at the combine, wows you at his pre-draft interviews, you don't mess this up, and you get your front court of John Collins and Mo Bamba for the future. Now, Memphis here, it gets tough for me. I have them taking Marvin Bagley. Is it Marvin Bagley the third? I don't remember if he was the third. So be it. So, you have Marcus All. Clearly, they're not going to trade him, even though we know they should. Clearly not going to. No one's going to take Mike Conley, so you still want to contend a little bit, I guess, even though that's not the route we know they should take. You take Marvin Bagley here, great offensive power forward. Kind of what like Zach Randolph was, but better because Zach Randolph was on the tail end of his career in Memphis for those later years of it. And you pair him up with Marcus Gasol. It's pretty good. Yes, your defense isn't going to be the greatest. That's why you might go Jaren Jackson Jr. here. I could agree with that. But I just think Marvin Bagley's too good of an offensive talent to pass up on. I could see him as a 20-11 guy in the NBA at his peak. That's very good. I could definitely see that, as much as it pains me to say that he was a Duke Blue Devil. But I think he's the best offensive big man in this draft. Yeah, I personally think he's the best offensive big man. It's close between him and Ayton. Him and Ayton are obviously very, very good. But actually, when I said best defensive big man, I also got to throw Robert Williams in there. He's incredible from Texas A&M. And I thought he should have maybe won the draft last year, but it looks like he's going to be a lottery pick this year, but I'll get to him later. But yeah, I have the Dallas. I'm at Memphis. I think they should take Marvin Bagley here, unless they get wowed by Jaren Jackson Jr. or they value defensive more here. So pick 5, I have the Dallas Mavericks taking Jaren Jackson Jr. I think pairing Jaren Jackson Jr., you really don't have your front court figured out unless, yeah, he'll play either power forward or center, kind of depending on what you do in free agency or if you make a trade. You obviously have your point guard and small forward for right now, and you kind of have your shooting guard position set. If you bring back Seth Curry, you have Wesley Matthews, Seth Curry, you have Harrison Barnes at the 3, Dennis Smith at the 1, Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4 or the 5, wherever you value him at. Nerlens Noel, most likely not coming back there, unless they want to give him another year, but I don't think you should. I think they should maybe imagine getting him and then DeAndre Jordan at center. That'd be pretty scary. Or they make a play for DeMarcus Cousins. I don't know. Probably not Cousins, but DeAndre Jordan could definitely be realistic. And Jackson Jr. and DeAndre Jordan, frontcourt's pretty good. It's very good defensively. So I think the top 5 with Doncic, Ayton, Bamba, Bagley, and Jackson Jr., at least in those 5, I think are guaranteed to be the first 5 picks, unless somebody has a crazy combine or unless somebody has a poor combine. I don't think we see Trae Young. I don't think we see Collin Sexton, Michael Porter Jr. getting into that top 5, unless the only team I could see taking Michael Porter Jr. is Memphis. But I think they'd be so stupid to pass on Jaren Jackson Jr. and Marvin Bagley for Michael Porter. Pick 6, this actually gets, I still think this is going to be very, I feel like Orlando is definitely a lock to take Trae Young if he's on the board there, or Collin Sexton, but right now I'm them taking Trae Young. You desperately need a point guard. You have Jackson Jr., you have Jonathan Isaac, you have Aaron Gordon. I don't know if you should bring back Aaron Gordon on the much that he'll get from another team. I would maybe call Minnesota, thinking if they want to do a sign and trade with you, we'll give you Aaron Gordon, maybe Evan Fournier, you give us Andrew Wiggins, something like that. Or just Aaron Gordon for Wiggins straight up, and you can roll Jonathan Isaac at the 4, which I think he should play. I think he should play a stretch 4. He's definitely a good enough defender to guard 4s, and you have maybe Wiggins. I don't know. It's maybe because I'm just doing a my league on my own, and I did that, and I thought it was cool. But no, back to the point. Trae Young, you need a point guard. You lost Elfrid Payton. DJ Augustine clearly has been a bust and throughout his career. I think he was a former 9 overall pick. I think you also have Shelvin Mack. I think you get your point guard. Trae Young will sell you jerseys. He'll sell you tickets. He'll shoot the ball insanely well. What do you average? 27 and 8 in college, 27 and 10. Crazy numbers. I'm a big Trae Young guy. I mean, I'm not a huge Trae Young guy, but I'm bigger than most people. A lot of people think he has huge bust potential. I do, but if I don't know who their coach is. I think they fired Frank Vogel, if I'm correct. I think so. You put him in the right system. You let him work off ball. You don't put the ball in his hands all the time. I think you want to work him off ball more when he shoots the ball. And I think he could be a very good player in this NBA. I think he could average 17 and 6 in his rookie year. And that's incredible for your rookie year. I think so. If he could shoot maybe above 35% from 3, he's going to average probably like 4 or 5 a game. I like Trae Young here at 6. I don't think there's really another player you should take over Trae Young unless you value Collin Sexton. You don't need wing players for now, or at least shooting guard, unless you think Mikal Bridges is the stud he is, and you can take him and play him at shooting guard. But you have 48. You're going to have Isaac. You're going to have Gordon if you bring back Gordon, you're going to have that like lineup right there. No need to bring in a wing player. You need a point guard unless Mo Bamba falls or Jaren Jackson falls to you at 6. Then I would say yes. Maybe it's time to move on from Vucevic. You can trade him for a late first, like maybe San Antonio. That's probably too high. I don't know. Probably later in the first round you could trade him to a team. Maybe Indiana would like him as a backup center. I don't know at pick 23, but you should definitely trade him for a late first, early second, maybe another player. But I say you take Trae Young here. You get Trae Young and Jonathan Isaac, and then maybe Aaron Gordon for your future. Pick 7, Chicago Bulls. I have them taking Michael Porter Jr. I actually value Mikal Bridges over Michael Porter Jr. and almost Miles Bridges over him, just for the sole purpose. Like, Michael Porter Jr. was a freak. I thought he was going to be the #1 overall pick going into this college season. Yes, he got hurt, which didn't help. We only got to see, like a game and a half of him, and it wasn't a lot at all. I believe he's at the Combine. I mean, I don't know everybody that's at the Combine. I hope he is, so we can see him in action, see how he works, see how he moves, stuff like that. I think I just value Mikal Bridges' defense a little bit more, and I think I value him and Porter Jr. and Miles Bridges like the same. But I think I think Porter Jr. is like a big Bulls fan. I know every Chicago Bulls fan wants Michael Porter Jr. I think it's not a bad pick. You need a small forward. I think that's the position you go after. You have Dunn. You have Levine. I mean, you have Valentine, but I don't really think it's worth it to keep him there. You could move Markkanen. You have Markkanen and power forward. I mean, getting Jaren Jackson Jr. or Mo Bamba here would be crazy value. You could maybe look at Robert Williams, another great defensive center. You can move him to center. I mean, he might be a little undersized to play center, but you can put him there and Larry Markkanen. That's a nice front court. And then you can maybe, I don't know, try to trade Bobby Portis take it back if I want. I don't know. But yeah, I say you take Michael Porter Jr. or her. That's actually not what I say you should do. I think that's what they're going to do. Small forward from Missouri. He's their guy. I have him at pick 7 to the Bulls. All right, so pick 8 here is very hard to do right now. It's obviously going to be a lot easier. Oh, no, the draft's before free agency. I mean, once we know what LeBron's doing, so after the finals, the mock drafts will be easier if we know LeBron's definitely leaving Cleveland, because I can see them, if he stays, I think they're going to go Collin Sexton. So that's what I'm going to say right now. Collin Sexton to the Cavs at 8, because I know he's saying if he leaves, it's going to be one of the Bridges in my mind. It's going to be either Miles or Mikal. And I'm going to have them taking Collin Sexton. You get your young point guard, George Hill. He's getting older. I mean, he's still on a terrible contract. I can't believe you guys took that on at the deadline. But he's still a very good player. He's just making an absurd amount of money. You do have Jordan Clarkson, but Jordan Clarkson can be used kind of as a combo guard, somebody off the bench. And then obviously Collin Sexton could learn from George Hill, because George Hill has been a very good and respectable point guard throughout his career. So I think they're going to go Collin Sexton here, and pretty good value at 8. People could say he should be the first point guard off the board in this draft. So I have Collin Sexton going at pick 8. Now, my Knicks at pick 9. I'm kind of repping Knicks colors right now. I was hoping we would get a top 3 pick. No, but actually, if this player was here, if these two players were here, I would not be mad. Miles Bridges or Mikal Bridges, one of the M Bridges in this draft. I personally think they're going to go Mikal. Every fan wants Mikal. Actually, not every fan, but most fans want Mikal. People are saying he's a mini Kawhi Leonard. I know that's way too big of a stretch, but people are saying he's arguably the best defensive wing player in this year's draft, at least in the lottery that's supposed to go, which I think that's definitely true. I mean, I've watched a little bit of his defense. I haven't watched like Miles Bridges' full defense or Michael Porter Jr.'s or Collin Sexton's. Trae Young's definitely not the best wing player defender in this year's draft. Or Kevin Knox. I really like Kevin Knox. So, yeah, I have them going Mikal Bridges at pick 9. You need a small forward. Do not draft. Okay, this is why I would love Sexton and Young to be off the board, so they're not dumb and they take a point guard, because that would just blow my mind. So you have a Frank Ntilikina, you have a Tim Hardaway Jr., you have a Mikal Bridges, and then hopefully you get a power forward, and then you can move Kristaps to center. I mean, Kristaps probably isn't going to even play next year, but yeah, you know what I mean. And then Knicks at 9, I have Mikal Bridges going. Now, pick 10, it's the Philadelphia 76ers. The rich just get richer. Them in Boston. Man, it sucks being a Knicks fan. They got to catch up to these two teams who have like the brightest futures in the NBA. So at pick 10, I have the 76ers just taking best player available, and that is Miles Bridges, or they're going to take Mikal Bridges, whoever I think falls here to them. You got to play Ben Simmons at point guard next year. I think it worked too well to move him back to small forward and Fultz at point guard. I say you play Fultz at shooting guard, and then you play Miles Bridges or Covington at small forward, and then you roll Saric, and then you roll Embiid out there. I think that's a pretty good lineup. I mean, Redick off the bench would be incredible, unless you think Fultz should come out. I don't know what they're going to do. It's a good problem to have for them. But I have them taking best player available, and at this time, it would be Miles Bridges out of Michigan State. Great wing player, young, super athletic. And I think he's the best player available. Can shoot the ball pretty well. I think from mid-range he's a decent shooter. I haven't watched much film yet. I just ended school today, actually. My first year of college. So I'm so excited to watch film, sit down, watch film. We're going to have so much time on my hands, along with like making videos and stuff. So at pick 10, I have the 76ers taking Miles Bridges. Pick 11. it's very interesting here between Charlotte because they could go a lot of different routes here. I mean, depending on what they're going to do with Kemba Walker, I don't know. So I think Charlotte is going to go best player available, and it's crazy that he could fall here to 11. I made me think that Philly could take him. Even New York could take him. Even Cleveland could look at him or Chicago. But I have Wendell Carter Jr. falling a little bit to pick 11. I'm not actually the biggest Wendell Carter fan. That's not that he's from Duke. Maybe he was just overshadowed a little bit by Marvin Bagley there, and they obviously had Grayson Allen. But he put up, I think, it was like 13.5 points and 9 rebounds with Marvin Bagley there, which is actually very freaking good. So I think this would be a steal for Charlotte. I think you just get that front court if you're going to keep Kemba for now. You have Malik Monk at shooting guard. You have Batum and Kidd-Gilchrist, not the best small forwards to have, but you have them there. Power forward, you have Frank Kaminsky and Dwight Howard and such, and Cody Zeller. They're all centers, technically, so the only power forward you really have, I think, that's Marvin Williams, and I think he could start right away there, and I have Charlotte taking Wendell Carter Jr. at 11. So, pick 12 and pick 13, I'm just going to do in one talk, so it's because it's the Clippers. This is great to have. You have 2 lottery picks, which is insane. Don't mess these up. So, first one, I have them taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, best point guard on the draft right now, with Young and Sexton off the board. Some people like him more than like Young and Sexton. And I know he has a crazy wingspan, so he's crazy athletic. And you have Beverly. I think you should try to maybe move on from Miles Teodosic or something like that. I mean, actually, no, I like Miles. I like Miles a lot, or Milos. But if you draft Shai Gilgeous, having 3 point guards on the roster that need to play, it's going to be tough. But I think definitely Shai Gilgeous is here. If not, I have them picking at 13 here, Robert Williams. I think he is a top 3 defensive player in this draft. Big man wise, I think he's a better defender than Wendell Carter Jr. And he's from Texas A&M. You can play him at center, or you can play him at power forward. But I would probably play him at center to team him up with. I have his actual position up here. What is it? He's listed as center, but he's 6'9". That's what I meant about him being undersized as a center. 6'9". I don't know if you really do that, not the dumb rapper, but yeah, 6'9" is his height. That's very undersized as a center. In this NBA, if you can guard centers at 6'9", that's incredible, because that's very athletic to run up and down the floor as a small ball center. But I don't know how good he could shoot the ball. I got to look that up and stuff. But I think you take Shai Gilgeous, you take Robert Williams here. That is 2 very good cornerstones for your future. If DeAndre Jordan is leaving. If DeAndre Jordan doesn't leave and you bring him back, I say you go Kevin Knox here. But that segues us into our last and final pick at pick 14, Denver Nuggets. I have them taking Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox, I absolutely love in this draft. I view him as a sleeper. Kind of view him as like Devin Booker back in 2015. Kind of view him as a not as good as Donovan Mitchell or Devin Booker, but I kind of view him as a late lottery round or late lottery pick sleeper. I think Kevin Knox, crazy athletic, can shoot the ball well from 3, can shoot the ball well from inside, pretty solid defender, can attack the rim. I like Kevin Knox. I like Kevin Knox a lot. I think at 14 it's crazy value for Denver. It would kind of suck because they do have like Wilson Chandler there. I just hope he would start right away, because a Jokic, Harris, Murray, Kevin Knox future, that's pretty good. And so that's going to wrap up my first kind of half of the mock draft. I kind of just wanted to make a quick kind of what my thoughts on the lottery was, just based off the draft lottery. So yeah, I'll have mock drafts to come. Also, follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. I'm going to give so many draft takes on there, or just my personal opinions. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. We just hit like 6,000 followers a couple of weeks ago, or like 2 weeks ago. So we're on the grind to 7,000. I wasn't in 10,000 followers before 2K19, but we'll see. So yeah, go follow me on there. Link is in the description, and I respond to any of you guys on Twitter most of the time. So yeah, that's going to be for me. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. See you guys next video. Peace.
We just want to just for you. We just want to just for you.